Today in the Joy of Editing, it's a black and white conversion using Nik Silver Efex. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. Today in the Joy of Editing, I'll be using Nik Silver Efex to transform this color image of a raven into a black and white photograph. I'm starting out here in Photoshop, but you can also launch Silver Efex from other supported applications or use it as a standalone editor. By the way, links for purchasing Nik Collection 9 or any DxO software are in the description below. Use my discount code Dave Kelly to save 15% off new purchases. When you use my code, I make a small commission, which helps support my channel, and I really appreciate it. Well, here we are inside of Nik Silver Efex. Now, if we go over to the left side of the interface, we can see we have our filters here, or you could click right here and see different presets. And then we have categories like all of the Nik presets, custom presets, classic, landscape, a bunch of different ones. You can create your own presets also. We're starting out here with this neutral preset. It's just a basic black and white conversion. If you're not sure in which direction to take this black and white conversion, you could start out with a preset and you just hover over the presets and you could see the effect on the image and decide if you find one here that you really like. And then you would just click on that preset and that would add all the appropriate filters over here to the right side of the interface. But I'm not going to use a preset. We're just going to use this neutral preset as a starting point, and then I'll use various Silver Efex filters to convert this image in the way I think it would look best for me anyway. So I'm going to click on filters. That closes the presets, and now we have all of the different filters we can choose from over here on the left side of the interface. Sometimes when I'm stuck on a conversion, I will start out with a preset, but today I think I kind of know which direction I want to take this image. This neutral conversion looks very dull and I don't like it, so what I'm going to do is start out with film types. Now this is always here on the right side of the interface by default. If you click, you can open up this group right here, and you have a curves adjustment in here, you have different film types in here, all kind of film types, and you just hover over the film types and you will see the change on your image. And I love to start out with these film types. Sometimes I'll use neutral, but I will use these film types. These are basically like presets also, but presets emulating different types of film. As I was scrolling down through the different film types, I came upon this one, ADOX Silver Max 21, and I like it because it's open, it's airy, and I really like the effect on this image. So this is the one I'm going to start with, so I'm going to click this, and you'll note there's sensitivity here. We can adjust how light or dark the different colors in this image are by adjusting the sensitivity adjustments here. And I really like it the way it is, so I'm not going to touch this. And you'll also note that this curve is plotted out to represent this type of film, to give it the characteristics of that film. And also down here, we have original grain depicting what type of grain this ADOX Silver Max 21 film would have. And if you want more grain, drag this top slider to the left, grain per pixel. If you want less, drag it to the right. If you take it the whole way to the right, you'll remove all the grain. Now you can adjust the softness or the hardness of the grain, but I'm just going to keep it just the way it is. I like it. And now at this point, I'm going to click right here to collapse this group. Now, if we come up to the top center of the interface and left click and hold compare, you could see what the image looks like in color. Release your left click, and this is what it looks like with the black and white conversion so far. Now, see the arrow pointing down here? If you click this, right now it's set for original image, compare with original image, and you can also click neutral black and white. Now when we click compare, we're going to see what the neutral black and white looks like and how we've affected it when we release the click. So right now I think we're off to a really good start. After I work with film types, I come to the left side of the interface, and I usually will click on the plus for basic adjustments because I like to start here with basic adjustments. I think the brightness is okay. I'm going to go to highlights. You know, we can add more highlights if we drag this slider to the right, or we can reduce the highlights a little bit by taking it to the left, and I think I will do that. I'll take it over to right there, 56. And now we come to midtones. We can open up the midtones or darken the midtones. I think I'll open them up a bit to right there. And now we have shadows. We can open the shadows by moving this to the right, or we can darken them by moving it to the left. I think the shadows are good. You can just double click right here and reset that. And now we have dynamic brightness. Let's talk about it. Dynamic brightness intelligently adjusts different areas of the image rather than changing everything equally. Move it to the right to brighten while helping preserve shadow detail, or to the left to darken while helping retain detail in the highlights. So this is a very useful adjustment. I'm not using it on this image, but it's a good one, so don't forget it. And then we have contrast. We can adjust the overall contrast of the image or take contrast away. Again, just double click right here to reset. I think the contrast is good. I don't want to give it too much contrast. And next we have amplify whites and amplify blacks. Amplify whites and blacks selectively strengthens the brightest and darkest tones, adding more separation and contrast while adapting to different areas of the image. I took the whites up to 26% and the blacks to 25%. And now we come to soft contrast. Soft contrast adds contrast with smoother, more gradual tonal transitions, giving you a softer, less harsh look. And I think right here at 37% looks good. And now we come to structure adjustments, really great for black and white edits, adding detail to the image, and we could break structure down into overall structure, just highlight, mid-tone, or shadow structure. Now, if you're not seeing your adjustments, see the arrow right here, just give that a click to open it up. That's the same with your contrast controls as well as your brightness adjustments, okay? So if you're not seeing them all, click the arrow. I just want to add a little bit of overall structure, not much, like 20%, and then we have highlight structure, which I won't use. I'll double click to reset. I do want to add some mid-tone structure right there. And as far as shadow structure, no, I'm not going to use that. I'll reset by double clicking. And I want to remove some of the fine structure, so I'll take this to the left to right there, minus 62%. Now, we also have shadow and highlight protection, but I think I'm good on my shadows and highlights, so I'm not going to bother with these. Now, these adjustments I just made were all local, meaning they're over the entire image. If I shut this off by clicking the toggle, there is before and there is after. But now I want to do some local adjustments, and if you come down to the bottom here, you'll see add local adjustments. Click the plus. What I want to do is just soften up this area behind the grass and lighten it up a bit, and to do that I'll use a depth mask. I'll click depth mask. And you see that target right there? You can hover over anywhere on this image and pick that depth up. And what I want to do is pick this area like right about in here. I'm going to give that a click. Now, if we come to the right-hand side of the interface, you can see right here we have mask options. See the little flower? That's the area nearest to us. And this area over here to the right is the farthest away area. But what we can do is adjust these different handles here. And I want to take this bottom handle and just transition this more to the left. You see that? To come into the near area a little bit more. And I want to take it to maybe like right about here should be good. If you don't want to see an overlay, just type your M key and you'll get rid of that overlay. If we scroll the whole way down, see right here that arrow? Right now we don't have an overlay. If you click right here, you have your choice of a red overlay, no mask, or a black and white mask. Right now we're on no mask. The M key on your keyboard is a shortcut to toggle through the different overlay options. Now let's make some adjustments. What I want to do here in the area of the mask is just lighten it up a little bit. See how that lightens that area up? I don't want to go too much here. Just to right there, +4. I want to reduce the structure, take it to the left. See how it softens up this area back in here? That's what I'm going for, a little softer look back there. And I think I'll go to right there. And maybe I'll amplify the whites just a tiny wee bit, like 3%. See where it says depth mask? If I uncheck this by clicking here, this is without the adjustment. I'll click it again. This is with. See how this area softens up? I really like it. I want to do one more local adjustment in basic adjustments, and that is work on the bird a bit. We're going to add another local adjustment. We're going to click add, but before I do that, right now we don't have an overlay, so I'm going to click right here and click on mask overlay. We're going to get a red overlay. I'm going to click add, and to select the bird, we'll use some AI masking and we'll use object selection. So you see my target tool. I can target over any area of the image and target an area. And I want the bird. I've selected the bird. I'm going to give it a click, and now we've selected the bird. I'll shut off the overlay by typing my M key. And now let's make some adjustments. I want to work with contrast. I could give it more contrast. Actually, I want a little less contrast. So I'm going to take this to right there, minus 10% on the contrast. I'm going to give the bird some extra structure. I'll move this to the right. See how I can add that structure in there. I don't want to go too crazy here. And I think maybe just a little wee bit. Right there, 16%. And now for the amplify whites, I want to decrease the whites a bit so we can take this to the left. See how we can decrease those whites? And I'll take this to right there, minus 30%. And now I want to increase the blacks. So I'll take the amplified blacks to the right, not too much, right to there, 22%. Oh, and check AI mask object 1. This is before, look at the bird, and this is after. Toned the bird down, brought out a little bit of structure. I like it. I'm going to click right here on basic adjustments just to collapse that group, just to neaten things up. I want to add some selective tones, so we'll come to the left side of the interface, click the plus for selective tones, and all I want to do is just bump up my highlights a little bit. I'm going to take this to the right over to 10%. I'll shut this off. Here's before and here's after. I just wanted to increase those highlights a bit. I'll click here on selective tones to close the group. I'll come to the left side. You know, this is basically finished, but I just want to add a little bit of warm tone to this image. So look for toning, click the plus, and this is a drop down. So click right here. Right now we're neutral, no toning whatsoever. And we have all these different toning options, and you can just hover over these and see the results of the toning. And the one I liked for this image was coffee, number 13. So I'm going to give that a click. Now we have the strength adjustment. We can increase this toning or decrease it. I want to take it back to right about here at 22%. Now you can adjust the silver hue. This is basically the dark tones. You can change the hue of those. You can adjust the amount of the toning in the darker tones. And then you have a balance for silver and paper. Now the paper hue is basically the lighter areas. So you can adjust that tone differently. So you can have a separate tone for the dark tones and a separate tone for the light tones. And then the paper toning slider controls the amount of the coloring effect you add to the light tones. Now I like this right here, very subtle. Let me shut this off. Here's before and here's after. Just minor, you could hardly see it, but I like it. I'll click right here to close the toning group. Come back to the left. I want to add a bit of a vignette, so I'm going to click the plus for vignette. Now, we have different presets in here. You can just hover over the presets. I'm not going to use one. You know, we can darken the edges like we typically do, but for this image, I want a slight lightening of the edge, and I'm going to take this to the right over to right there, 24%. I want to adjust the shape. Right now, we have a circle shape. We can make more of a rectangle shape, as you can see right there. And I want to go more rectangle to right there. And then we could decrease the size or increase the size. And I want my size right here at 56%. Now let me shut off the vignette. Here's before and here is after. And I like that light vignette. It adds to the ethereal quality of this image. I really like it. I'll click here in vignette to close the group. And now let's come back one more time to the left side and click on image borders. I'll click the plus. I love the image borders. I work with smart objects in Photoshop, so if I decide I don't want the border later, I could always open this image back up into Silver Efex and take it away. But let's click here on the drop down. Now, if you hover over the borders, you got all of these different borders, and you could do all kind of cool things with them. Like if I click on type 5, you can adjust the size of the border, pull it in or make it more narrow. Double click to reset it. You can adjust the spread of, say, that black area right there by dragging this to the right so it spreads out or in. So you have that adjustment. I'll double click this, and then you can move this to the right to make the edge more rougher or to the left to make it cleaner. I'll double click to reset. And then you have vary style. If you click this button right here, it'll just vary the style of the edge. Isn't that nice? But that's not the border I want. I just wanted to show that to you. So now let's click the drop down, and I am going to use one of my favorites, and that is type 13, just a black edge. And by the way, type 14 is a white edge. These are two of my favorites. So I'm going to click type 13, and I want to vary that size. I just want to make it more narrow, just a nice little narrow black border around the image. I think that looks nice. I can always shut this off later if I want to. I'll click right here to collapse this group. And now let's come up to compare. I'll left click and hold. This is before. This is the original neutral conversion. I'll release the left click. This is after. I really like the final result. It's really nice. Now remember, you could click right here and change this to original image. And now when I left click and hold compare, there's the color image and there's the black and white image. Again, the color in black and white. And I do like the black and white better in my opinion. And now that I'm done here in Silver Efex, I'll click apply and this will send us back into Photoshop. And here we are back in Photoshop. Let me shut off this layer. Here is before and here is after. But I really love the way this one turned out. I love Silver Efex. It's a great program. I also love the TK Magic Mixer for black and white conversions. I use them both, but they're both excellent programs. So I highly recommend that you try them both. I do have links for the Magic Mixer in the description below. Well, there it is, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this black and white edit using Nik Silver Efex. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please give this video a like and share it with your friends. If you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. Click the bell notification icon, click all so that you receive all notifications. And then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll get notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. And I will see you all right here next time. But until then, happy editing.